Hi, this is Jim Sackman, your Focal Point Business Coach, and this is another Success Friday. In this case, we're talking about the Way to Wealth formula, and that is all about the customer. Now, I want to let my normal Success Friday video watchers know that there's a new Focal Point forum, and this video is being shared between the two locations, and that's why the screen format's slightly different. But they'll be able to receive these videos through their normal channel, and there won't be any difference in the material presented. So let's get started. The Way to Wealth formula comes from our Focal Points founder, which is Brian Tracy, and the Way to Wealth formula has to do with how you arrive at your bottom line. But we're going to start talking at the very top, even above what people would consider mostly their top line, which is revenue. And we're going to talk about customers and customer formula, which has to do with how you derive the number of customers you've got. And it's pretty simple, which is your customers, which is a result of your lead activity time your effective success rate. So in the case of the example on the screen, there's 50 leads, you have a 20% success rate, and your number of customers is 10. So a couple things I want to say about this. Another name for effective success rate that gets used a lot is conversion rate. And the number of leads are people that actively express interest in your products and services. So from a marketing standpoint, what marketing's job is to generate leads, generate interest in people buying your products and services. And the job of sales is to convert those people with interest into customers. So now there's a pretty simple formula on how you calculate out the number of customers. And that's going to become important as we talk about things as we go through this process of examining the Way to Wealth formula and financial statements. But for right now, this is the simple bit of it, which is all about sales. How does sales calculate its goals? But there's a little bit more to it than that, and that's on this next slide here. And we're going to start talking about the sales funnel. And when companies in modern sales techniques talk about selling, they talk about this in terms of a funnel. And here's an example funnel that's really simple. And you can see that you start with prospects and end up with new customers at the bottom, and the funnel shrinks as you go along because, as with all sales, people fall out. They turn out not to be interested. And there's two bits of this funnel that are really important. One is, as you go from top to bottom, the numbers shrink, but when you go from top to bottom, the qualification, the customers are more qualified. They're more likely to buy at the bottom than they are at the top. So when you're in the inquiries phase, they're more likely than at the prospect phase. And when they get a proposal, they're more likely to get one than when they're in an inquiry. So this is a typical sales funnel. This creates a sales process. This is part of that people can use. So when they talk about prospects and what their likelihood is to buy, that they can assign some kind of estimate of the likelihood of buying. So that's a sales funnel. And again, the job of marketing is to create leads, so to fill the top of the funnel, right? And if you don't have enough leads coming in, of course, you don't have enough customers coming out. And so from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, this is where sales takes over. So from the top to the bottom is the sales process, all the way from prospecting, getting prospects in the door once they've inquired about the product, all the way to becoming a customer. And it's a qualification process in both ways. So one of the challenges I have with a number of small business owners is that they often want to spend time with prospects who aren't likely to buy lots of product or sufficient product. So their cost of sales to that one customer is relatively high compared to the actual purchase and the profit from the purchase. So when you're talking to prospects, you not only need to let them qualify you in as a vendor, but you need to qualify them as a customer. And so there is a symmetry to this arrangement, and you need to be thinking about it. It's not that you're going to tell somebody that isn't going to buy a lot of product from you. No, it's just how likely are you to spend lots and lots of time and energy trying to convince somebody that's going to spend a very small amount of money with you to be a customer. Now, if they're a gatekeeper to a larger amount, then maybe. But if they're just going to be a one-off customer and this is the one thing they're going to buy, then really, should you be spending the amount of time and money that you have been spending on them? It's something that's really important. The second bit is the conversion process. So in the previous slide, if you recall, we talked about a 20% conversion rate. So 20% of the people that were prospects became customers. That's a typical number for many companies, but it's really important because you can see without getting more leads in, if your conversion rate goes up, you end up with more customers. And it doesn't have to be done by a big percentage. So in the case of 50 leads, if it was 30%, instead of 10 customers, you'd have 15 customers. That's a 50% increase in customers. So we're talking about modest changes in conversion rate leading to significant changes in customer count. And one of the best parts of this is as everybody knows, marketing and prospecting, getting leads in the door is expensive. If you do it right, your conversion process, improving it, doesn't cost you any more money. So it is one of the lowest cost ways to improve your company's performance is to work on your sales conversion rate, which you can do through training and materials and many things, which I'm happy to talk to anybody about. But this is a place to focus where they don't have a lot of money. Now, one of the best ways of getting in customers and making them more valuable is repeat business. So when you get a new customer, they essentially are a lead for them the next time. But since they've already been a customer and you've already built a level of trust with them, the qualification process for them to qualify you should be greatly reduced. So assuming you've done a good job delivering the products and services that you already have, you should be a natural fit for them to buy from you again. So the cost of customer acquisition, the cost of selling to that customer a second time is much, much lower than it is the first time. And that's really important for you to understand. So that's why it's so important to treat new customers that you do land very importantly. And back to the conversion process and the qualification process. So if a customer is going to be a good repeat customer, that's something you need to understand in the qualification process of the customer and treat them appropriately during the conversion process. Work very hard for their business. And finally, something to think about as you go through all this is, do you have a customer relationship management, a CRM system? And there's lots of them out there. You know, Salesforce is a very well-known system, but there are plenty of systems out there that help you manage and understand where you are in the sales process and a list of customers and prospects that have been turned over from just that wide group that's the audience that's receiving your message down to actually making inquiries. And then you're driving through the sales process and creating customers out of them and converting them from being prospects to customers very effectively. It's something for every business to think about. You can get them that are very low price, so virtually any business can afford them. And you can add in information to help your repeat business as well. When contract renewals come up, you know, what their buying patterns are like, all kinds of information about them that help your conversion process the first time and then subsequent conversion processes. So again, my name is Jim Sackman, and this has been a Success Friday video, this time talking about customer formula and the way to wealth, and you have a great day.